install a radio in a Jeep XJ, obviously you're going to need a radio. You're going to need an install kit. Here's this Chrysler Jeep multi-kit made from Metra. That's your part number 99-6000. You're going to need a wiring harness adapter. This is the Metra 70-1817, and possibly going to need some speakers. I think the original ones were 5 1/4, but 6 1/2 work just fine the way that they're made. So actually they fit better, but whole nother video on that. Okay, this is the XJ that, my daughter's XJ, that I did the heater core and evaporator core in. But all of a sudden, radio is dead. Can't do anything. Now, so we're going to go through some diagnostic. I'll show you how to backtrack, and very simple. And check the radio. I'm highly suspicious. This Boss brand is very cheap. This is the second one I've got from Amazon. They did send me another one, but if this radio is actually bad, this was going in the garbage, and I'm going to go get like a Sony or Kentwood or something for her that's actually a little bit better brand. So first thing we're going to do is check the fuse panel, which is down here. The very first thing you can do is get the owner's manual out. This is a 2000 XJ, and if you have the original owner's manual, you can turn to page 189, and we clearly see that the radio is a 15 amp blue fuse in cavity number 17, and that should be in there, right there. Okay, so if you look on here, there's nothing. So if you look on here, they should be numbered. Okay, it's hard to see. All right, so cavity number 17 is right there, and that is a 15 amp. So let's see if that is any good. So here on this XJ, I'm going to use that seat bolt as my ground, and we'll see. I'll check this first, 25 amp, and it works. So we're going to go to the 15 amp that the owner's manual says, which is right here. So we've got power to it. Now if it goes to the other side, then it's good and the radio's bad. And it is not. So this fuse is bad. Now why did this fuse die? I didn't. Oh, no, the fuse is good. Interesting. Okay, so fuse is good. Fuse is good. Maybe we just had to wiggle it. So let's see if it turns back on here. Nope. Nope. Nothing. All right, so once you check and the fuse is good, which we know, we are now going to have to pull this bezel and check the power back here. All right, I'm going to show you an easy way to pull this bezel. First thing you want to do is you got to not crank it, but turn it on and move your gear shift down here. And then you grab it by the bottom and you pull gently, and it should pop out. Just like that. Whoops. So see, the whole thing comes off. It's held in by these little metal tabs here. Okay. Let's put this in the back. All right, the next step we want to get at that power wire is we got to remove the radio. Now, if you've got a factory radio, you're going to just have these two bolts here. And even in the aftermarket radio installation kit, you've got two bolts. So we got to take this 10 millimeter bolt out, this 10 millimeter bolt out. Right here, I just put this little zip tie. It just kind of gives it some extra sturdiness. But so we're going to take those bolts out and pull this whole thing out. Oops, I gotta cut that. All right. So what we want to do is, first thing we're going to do is unplug this to make sure that we've got power going to this red wire right here. That's our power wire. And of course the red wire would go up into here. Let's see if this thing's got a fuse on the back of it. It does. So we're going to check this fuse here. Let's take a look. Okay, so this fuse, as you see, is lighting up. This fuse is lighting up. So guess what? It has power going all the way to the radio, but the radio will not turn on. So this radio is bad. I don't even have to go any further than that. So these radios are utter garbage. The last boss that replaced it with lasted just a couple of weeks. This one lasted right at a year. I'm not even going to bother. I may bother sending it back in and see if they'll give me another one, but I'm not going to put it back in here. I'll just keep it for another project. Maybe something that I'll sell. I can throw it in real quick, but garbage, boss, do not recommend. So I got to go find another radio. Well, AutoZone, I tried. I came to get, y'all didn't have any radios in stock. Crazy. You had some boxes on the shelf, but none in stock. I went to buy one. Nope. Looks like I got to go to Wally World. All right, got this Pioneer radio. Seems to have the same features. Let's see if it has the same plug. Probably not. Of course not. This is the new plug on my fingers here. And that's the old plug. Obviously, they are not the same. Crap. So what I've got to do is take these adapters. This is a factory wiring harness here. And what plugs into it are those, you know, adapters you buy at Walmart or what have you. And then I've got to connect the factory plug, well, the Pioneer plug, all my neat shrink, total waste, have to redo it. Let's hope by buying a name brand I won't have to do this again. So what I'm going to do is unplug these, bring it to the shop. All the wiring seems to be exactly the same, and just recolor code them and reheat shrink them. Now, the majority of these aftermarket radios always use the exact same color wires. So if you look on this plug, I've got on yellow, white, black stripe, gray, black stripe, red. So if you look, yellow, red, gray, black stripe, and white, black stripe. So that's what I need to connect to them. Shrink wrap. Okay, as I suspected, the color coordination between the old one and the new one was identical. I'm not going to use this orange one. I believe that goes to like illumination dimming. We don't use that on this one. And I'm not going to use this blue one, which goes to like an amplifier or automatic antenna or something like that. So as you see, I put a little piece of shrink wrap over them to keep them from touching anything. So all I've got to do is go now and plug it in and connect the ground. Another thing I've got to do is get the old unit out of this installation piece, and as you see, there's some little tabs in here that needs to be bent back, and it should slide right out. Actually, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this sleeve off of it, and the way that you do that is it comes with these little tools. So you take this little tool and you pop it in here like that, and then you get the other one and you pop it in here like this, and that should allow this sleeve to come off just like that. So you don't want to throw those tools away. Most aftermarket singled in are going to come with these. Then we'll take this and put her in here like this. Hopefully it fits. Yep. Come on, get in there. There you go. You want it to fit in tight. Okay. So the sleeve is in. Then what you should be able to do is take the unit and slide it, make sure it's right side up. Slide it and it will snap in. Just like that. Okay? And then you have your little trim ring that goes right on like that. So now I'm going to take these little things in here and bend them up so it can't go back out. Alright, got it plugged in. We're about to plug it into the radio and see if it works. Yep, it's powered on. So as a lot of you know, these XJs tend to break wires up in here. So what I did was I went ahead and ran a whole new cable because I couldn't get that speaker to run. Just ran it up and hooked it into the left. The right one's fine. So I'm just gonna leave it at that for now. So these are the speakers that I installed. These Kenwoods, these actually did come from AutoZone. That's the stock number there. 6.5 inch. Like I said, the original one is probably 5 1/4. But these fit right into the spot, and they actually bolted in without any drilling, and they sound 50,000 times better than the original one. So it comes with 2 speakers, the wires, and it comes with a grill and an XJ in the door panel. You're not going to need this grill. So I'm not going to show the installation of this. It's easy. You just plug it in and bolt it and then plug. All right, here's the finished product. As you can see, it mounts real nicely in this adapter here. Some adapters don't have this. This one does. This one gives you a little space to, you know, put a CD in if you want, like that. But as you see, this one works. Turn on and Bluetooth audio, radio. So anyway, the only thing different from this one than the other one is the original one had a microphone built into the head unit here, and this one, you're right, you put a microphone here, and I just ran it down through. Much better unit for $60 something. Definitely worth the extra small price. Whether it lasts or not, I don't know, but I do recommend this one over that Boss one. Of course, you know I had to put a new speaker in. My recommendation is spend a little bit more and get you a radio. Again, we don't know the reliability of this thing, but get you a radio, if not just for the Bluetooth reasons, with an external microphone, because the Bluetooth on that Boss was horrible. And this sounds really good. Not only does the audio sound really good, but the Bluetooth and the radio function sounds really good. So y'all have a great weekend.